Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we bring you the latest news and updates from around the world. We're starting off with a fascinating story from Iceland, where the country is gearing up for a referendum on whether to resume accession talks with the European Union. The vote, scheduled for August 29th, has sparked intense debate among Icelanders, with some arguing that membership would bring economic benefits and increased security, while others claim it would erode the country's independence and sovereignty. The Icelandic government, led by Prime Minister Kristrún Frostadóttir, is framing the referendum as a now or never moment, suggesting that a no vote would put all EU speculation aside. However, opponents of membership argue that joining the EU would hand power and influence to Brussels, potentially threatening Iceland's fisheries industry and national identity. As we delve into this story, it's essential to consider the complexities of Iceland's relationship with the EU. The country has a unique history, having walked away from accession talks in 2013, only to reconsider its position in recent years. With rising living costs and the war in Ukraine, many Icelanders are re-evaluating their stance on EU membership. The EU, on the other hand, sees Iceland as a strategic partner, given its location in the North Atlantic and its role in the Greenland-Iceland-United Kingdom gap, a vital choke point for Russian naval movements. Bringing Iceland into the bloc would extend the EU's reach in the Arctic, a region of growing importance in great power competition. As we explore this story further, we'll examine the arguments for and against membership, as well as the potential implications for both Iceland and the EU. We'll also discuss the broader geopolitical context and what this development might mean for the region. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're continuing our coverage of global news, and today we're focusing on a developing story in eastern Congo. The region is grappling with the fastest-growing Ebola outbreak in history, which has already infected nearly 5,000 people and claimed over 2,300 lives. According to reports from the ground, the outbreak is spreading rapidly, with new cases being reported daily. The World Health Organization and other aid groups are working tirelessly to contain the outbreak, but they are facing significant challenges, including impassable roads, armed groups, and a lack of resources. One of the areas most affected by the outbreak is the mining town of Mongwalu, where miners and their families are at high risk of contracting the disease. The mines in this region are often makeshift and lacking in safety protocols, making it difficult for workers to protect themselves from infection. We spoke with Trish Newport, emergency coordinator with Doctors Without Borders, who emphasized the urgency of the situation. We see family members that come in who have had 15 people in their family die. We rapidly need to scale up to be able to prevent more deaths from happening, more families and communities from being impacted. UNICEF estimates that 15% of children ages 5 to 17 in Congo are engaged in child labor, highlighting the need for greater support and protection for these vulnerable populations. As the situation continues to unfold, it's clear that a coordinated and sustained response is needed to bring the outbreak under control. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments in eastern Congo and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, let's take a look at the latest developments in the Middle East. Tensions between Israel and Turkey have escalated after Israel struck an airbase in northwest Syria, aiming to prevent Turkish troops from deploying there. According to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office, the attack was carried out because Syria had been on the verge of breaching an agreed-upon status quo in security matters by allowing Turkish troops to deploy at the Abu Duhur airbase. The Syrian government has condemned the strikes as an unjustified provocation, a violation of Syria's sovereignty, and a direct threat to regional and global stability. Turkey, which has close ties with the Syrian government, has also denounced the attack, calling for the international community to take a more decisive stance against Israel's aggression. The U.S. has expressed concern over the escalation, with Tom Barrack, the U.S. Special Envoy to Syria, stating that Washington is working to establish a deconfliction mechanism among Israel, Turkey, and Syria. Regional countries such as Qatar, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia have also issued statements condemning the strikes. It's essential to note that the conflict in Syria has been ongoing for years, with multiple parties involved, including government forces, rebels, and foreign powers. The situation is complex, and it's crucial to consider various perspectives when evaluating the situation. As we conclude this segment, it's clear that the Middle East remains a volatile region with ongoing tensions and conflicts. We will continue to monitor the situation and provide updates as more information becomes available. That's all for today's Barber's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay engaged.